welcome to my channel. We got a 2007 Dodge Avenger. We're going to replace the inner and outer tie rod. Process is the same on the opposite side. So let's go through the parts. Okay, we got this inner tie rod. The part numbers are the same. Okay, just to let you know, I don't want to repeat myself there. So we got the inner tie rod. We're going to use the brand Moog. The part number on this one is EV80465. So if you guys can see that. And it comes with the tie rod, and it comes with a little nut in the center. So that's that. Let's look at the outer tie rod. So the process, like I said, part number is the same for the right side and left side. So we got a part in here. It does come with the little hardware kit. Comes with a new nut and everything. Let's get this phone first. Someone called me, but nobody spoke. So we got a cotter pin. We got the grease fitting on the top. That's gonna go on top of the tie rod and the nut. And we got the tie rod itself. So they're calling me again. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this tire. So let me get my impact gun. Okay, so I got my impact gun. We do have video on how to change the cam sensor, VVTI solenoid, oil pressure sensor is the big one. On this vehicle, all that. We did change studs on this. I have a video of that on that as well. This customer bought a used vehicle and studs was damaged. As you can see, two are new, and that's it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this wheel off. We're gonna take a look inside, up close and personal, and we're gonna do the whole job together. What I like to do is I like to pull on this. That way we have a better access. Start with, what I like to do is I like to loosen this guy up. Later on we won't be able to do that. There you go. So pretty much we do have a lot of play on this guy right here. It's a lot of play on this. So we're gonna take off this cotter pin. We do have a new cotter pin. She-bang, she-bang, she-bang. Remember that song from American Idol? I wonder what happened to that guy. So we're going to take this guy off, and then we're going to bang on this, and this tie rod should fall out. But once we take this threading off, we're going to count how many threads are there. Next step, we're going to take off this nut. And we have a new nut. That's fine. So go get a hammer. You could use a fork. I do have a fork, but I usually bang on it. That's normal procedure to do something like that. You could do two things. You could bang right here, or what I like to do is I like to put this guy on, and you don't want to go crazy, and this thing will pop out. But you don't want to go crazy and hit that spindle, because you don't want to crack the spindle itself. But a lot of times this will get jammed up in there, so we're gonna have to put our impact gun back on. That's not what I wanted. I was just trying to show you guys a couple of tricks to take it off. But if you watch my other videos on tie rod, you bang it right here, and this thing will come down. So the trick here is now, but if you're reusing this tie rod, you never want to hit over here. Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so what I do is I'll usually write down 21 on the floor and let it sit there. So what we want to do is, before we go any further, let's pull out this tie rod, and I like to see how lengthy it is. So if it's about the same length, you put the same numbers back in and you're good. A lot of times you're not going to get a perfect tie rod, and that noise is telling you something. It's bad. So this got to come off. Okay, if you reach in there, the boot, this boot right here, let's go put our camera a little bit that way now. If you reach in there, This boot should have a clamp here, which you see how they work with it. I already spoke to the customer. Customer doesn't want to fix this, but okay, it seems like they changed this tie rod, so we're gonna leave this tie rod alone because they told me something about this. I feel nothing on this, so I suppose I have some type of stuff here. So to take off this tie rod, all you need to do is a special tool that goes here, grabs it, and it turns it out. I'm gonna go get that tool and show you guys. So I was gonna change this, but I don't want to kill my customer. He's been good to me. And see, this is a special tool. You put your wrench in the back and you turn this whole thing just like that, and then this tool comes with a whole bunch of these keys which go sit right there, and you just match up the keys sit in here just like that, and it becomes like a little wrench, and that's how that works. I am going to be doing this on the opposite side, so I think the opposite side I've discovered the inner tie rod was bad, but what you do is you take it out, put it back in. You put your boot on. The boot has a clamp here, but this one is missing everything, so we gotta leave it alone just the way it is. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our tie rod, the outer tie rod. Let's put on the outer tie rod. So we do need to put this guy back on. This guy gotta go back on. If I do the other side, I am gonna be doing the other side, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna record. But I already showed you guys the procedure. And you just tighten it, make sure you put a little bit of thread lock on the inner tie rod. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our new tie rod. This grease fitting goes on this guy right here, and you can even use this huge wrench to tighten this up. This is how you're gonna, it has greasing in there. That's the good part about Moog. They do give you grease filled joints. So this guy goes in, a couple of turns, and it locks up. That's how simple that is. So now remember, we took off 21. So we're gonna put 21 on. 1. Okay, the whole thing is turning with it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I lost count. That happens. I wasn't paying more attention to that. It's all good. It's all good. Lost count. That was my fault. Start over. What this is going to do is going to keep our alignment where right it was at, so we don't mess up the alignment. I'm going to come back out. This is the first time ever happened to me like this. So there you go. It grabbed onto it, but it's not straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Bada bing, bada boom. What we're gonna do is you can straighten this guy up. We're gonna get this guy to go in there. Remember the new nut it comes with. Sometimes it's a different size. Let's see if it is a different size. Oh yeah, it's totally different. So let me go get a 17 millimeter. I believe that's what it is. 17 millimeter. Let's see if 17 fits on this baby. Oh no, it's an 18. Here it comes. Boom. 18. So a lot of times if you're turning this, thing doesn't get tight because the inner shaft of the joint is turning. So you can get a pry bar, force it up. A lot of times it works just by doing it by hand. Bada bing, bada boom. So just make sure you get that thing straight. And what we're gonna do is, we should have a cotter pin in this baby. Yup, fell on the ground. So make sure you put this cotter pin in and make sure you fold it. Doesn't matter which direction you fold it, as long as it doesn't hit the rim, tire, or the disc part here. I usually fold it upward, just like that. And then you just bang on it a bit and just let it sit there. All this is gonna do is it's gonna prevent this nut from becoming loose and everything falls apart. So the last thing you want to do is you make sure, double check all of your work, make sure the inner tie rod is tight, make sure this guy is nice and tight. Anytime we do this type of job, I do recommend customer go get a real alignment. I don't do alignments, and but for safety of the tires. But you can't do alignment unless your pieces are nice and solid and there is no more play. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching, guys. See you guys on the next one.